DoubleKBeats, DoubleK Productions. I am back with you and Priest on the Studio 15, back with part 3 with another series, man. I'm back, the new single, link in the description below. If you don't have any streaming platforms that you listen to, like Google Play, Spotify, iTunes, and all that stuff, you can find it at doublekbeats.com/music. You can listen to all of my music, all the music I made throughout the years for free. So go ahead, check the link out. Templates, mixing prices, beats, and everything you're looking for is at doublekbeats.com. So let's jump into it. This is part 3. What I told y'all in part 2. I'm not gonna put a link on anything like I tried to last video. I said I was gonna make last video shorter, but it ended up being the same length. So we're not gonna put a link on it because it's great content. Sometimes I get into more than what I plan on doing because you need to know more. You know what I'm saying? You need to know the tips and tricks of a lot of things, and that's how I always make my videos. So if you're new to the channel, you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I post something. Let's give y'all a little snippet of the whole, a little bit of the track, and then we'll dissect part 3. So.
Yes, I'm back, you can tell them, yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. Niggas are faking, that's a fact. Can't trust a nigga that got your back. Loyalty is what they lack. Get these fake niggas off my sack. Get them out. I'm back, you can tell them, yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live life like we trap. We got one life, no comeback. We fight for right, that's attack. Point out humans like rats. What's that you speak on? When you trying to do right, they say wrong. When you like world, there's a twist. But in my world, there's a fix. But in this world, we don't exist. Society does some crooked shit. You gotta be rich or a snitch or get chalked up as a little bitch. Can't fix the hand.
Alright, you kind of get the gist of where I was going, what direction I was heading for the music. You know, I had to speak on a lot of things like, you know, police brutality, you know, society just crazy, you know, want you to believe certain things and all the politics and stuff like that. Some things I just gotta speak up on when I'm just a humble guy, and I try not to get mixed in with that crap because it really will fuck your life up, and I ain't with that, you know what I'm saying? All I try to do is make money and live and take care of my family. That's really how I am, a humble guy, man, so I stay humble. Let's dissect on what I have going on individual tracks. Alright, so we ain't gonna talk about the sweetness of the reverbs and how to get reverb sounding good within the beat and all that other good stuff. We're gonna just talk about what I do when I put plugins on individual tracks. So if we go to the hook, you might see auto tune on here. You ain't no mic. You do see auto tune on here because it's on here, all right? So if we solo this first track out, reason why I wanted auto tune because I wasn't doing no singing, but I wanted a different type of effect instead of me being as raw as I'm trying to be. Raw with just no, you know, me sounding like me. As I'm talking to you right now, all I'm doing is just rapping it. And in the rapping form, that's what I wanted to try to achieve. So I put a little bit of auto-tune on here just to change me up a little bit, you know, just give it a flavor.
Yes, I'm back, you can tell them.
And let me bypass it so you can hear it. And then I'm going to play the whole thing without it and then listen to the whole thing with it. And you kind of make your mind of what it's really doing.
Yes, I'm back, you can tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back.
And that's what I have auto-tune on, just the first part that I'm back. That's all I have auto-tune on. And I'm unbypassing you, listen to it.
Yes, I'm back, you can tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back.
and I played with it so much that I turned it off and didn't want it, and then I put it back on to see what it sounded like. So I went back and forth with this auto tune just to see if do it make a difference if I have it on or if I don't. And I just felt like having it on made a difference, a little difference, not even much. And I was like, let me just leave it on because it's really not much I can really pinpoint of if I don't have it on to do. So I said, let's leave it on. It's not a big difference. So I just left it on there and kept it on there. So y'all let me know what it's.
Yes, I'm back.
You know what I'm saying? You could hear the auto tune if you solo something out, but as far as the music wise, you hearing it as whole, and you should go hear them whole mix as a whole or the song as a whole instead of dissecting every little point because we trying to feel for the song. So I put it on there and you get that vibe. So if we go to the next part, the dub, same thing. Put the auto tune on there.
Yes, I'm back. You can tell them.
Hold on.
Yes, I'm back. You can tell them. Tell them. Yes, I'm back. You can tell them that I'm back.
And you could tell in the dub I sung it different. I rapped it different. I ain't want to sing it. I rapped it different. So bypass.
Yes, I'm back. You can tell them. Tell them. Yes, I'm back. You can tell them that I'm back. Yes, I'm back. You can tell them. Tell them. Yes, I'm back. You can tell them that I'm back.
So if we come in here, so take both auto tunes out and solo both of these vocals right here and listen to them together.
Yes, I'm back. You can tell them. Tell them. Yes, I'm back. You can tell them that I'm back.
Okay, so if we boom, boom, turn them back on, the auto tune back on both of the hook, the lead and the dub.
Yes, I'm back. You can tell them. Tell them. Yes, I'm back. You can tell them that I'm back.
I felt like it got more present with that and got more in the space that it needed to be, so I left it on. So that's what I done as far as the auto tune, because auto tune can also help you with a lot of things, even if you ain't singing. I just felt like it works. And EQing, nothing really too major on the EQ. I always EQ just to give out some of them low frequency, because what you doing on the hook bus works on all vocals, right? So on an individual track, when I want, because when you come here and turn that
yes,
on,
I'm back.
You still have this information, so I want to affect the track, the individual track itself, and take out some of the lows too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the way I think and the way it works. It's when you route everything to a bus, yes, it's cleaning up. You do all the cleaning right here, but also on the track itself, it need a little bit of cleaning too. That's how I look at it. And really, this takes down CPU by doing it on the bus instead of having all these plugins on 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 tracks. Having all these plugins on 7 tracks, you're not, even if you have the toppest CPU usage, it's gonna crash. It's gonna crash because that's just 7 tracks right here. So if you put it on all the tracks that I have, and I don't know exactly how many I have, I'd have to count them out. But if you put it on all of them, you're not gonna get any CPU usage out of your computer. So that's just one way to do it. So I come in and add an EQ to it. RVox is giving some more present to it. Turn it on.
Yes, I'm back. You can tell them. Tell them. Yes, I'm back. You can tell them that I'm back. Niggas are faking. That's
okay. And then the de-esser. That's why when I was talking about it in part 2, I don't do too hard of a de-ess in the cleanup phase because I'm gonna de-ess on the individual track itself. And as you see, I'm in the 7,000 range, right? Frequency range right here. The side chain, I got the little low pass or high pass, however you want to call it.
Yes, I'm back. You can tell them. Tell them. Yes, I'm back. You can tell them that I'm back.
Bypass, so you can hear the harsh S's, T's, and all that good stuff.
Yes, I'm back. You can tell them. Tell them. Yes, I'm back. You can tell them that I'm back.
Bypass, so you can see.
Yes, I'm back. You can tell them. Tell them. Yes, I'm back. You can tell them that I'm back.
And that way, you don't get the hard the nasal sound when you trying to DS so hard on the cleaning phase. You can have multiple DSs. It's not gonna hurt you at all. As long as you do a subtle effect, you can achieve what you're trying to achieve without that nasal sound. So I added another DS on the track itself, the fader itself, and I added the frequency that sounded a little harsh, S's or T's. Okay, and boom. That's why I said in part two, you don't have the harsh DS on the main cleanup phase on the bus itself because you can add multiple ones and achieve what you're trying to achieve. You get what I'm saying? And this all might sound confusing, but you got to break down in everything individual and then put it together. Okay, so when you mixing a whole entire track, you're like, oh, I got so many tracks to do. That this first lead got to be somewhere. They got to hear that lead. They have to hear it. So you unsolo everything and play it within the music, the whole entire music. What is it sounding like? You know what I'm saying? What is it sounding like? That's how you keep it simple. It might look confusing, it might sound confusing. But if you add that de-esser on there and you playing the whole entire music and you ain't sounding too weird looking, weird sounding, not looking, sounding, you doing good. Just keep it at that. Keep it that simple in your mind. There's a lot of stuff going on, but the simple part of it is, do it sound good? Would it sound good to the next listener? All right. So if we go to the dub, same effects, low pass with the EQ, RVox, kind of the same. It's just stereo because I put it in stereo just so I can pan it, and add a doubler. Okay. Can't have a doubler without on a mono track. So all I do is add stereo. I make it stereo right here, and then I put a doubler on it. Okay. So everything else is the same. I just drag and drop, and then I add my own little effects. So if we solo that out.
Yes, I'm back. You can tell them, tell them.
And what I was talking about in part one is space. So you got the beat trying to have space. You got you clean it up, and then you got space, or you gotta have. If I have multiple texts of layers of one little part, keep saying the same thing, I gotta have space on that too. So spacey, we gotta space it out. I can't have the dub being mono straight up front as the lead unless I'm going for a full straight in your face. Just not too much going on. Just trying to make sure you hear every word I'm saying, which that's the case here. But I want space. By me spacing it out, you can hear every word I'm saying too. So you know what I'm saying? So it all depends on your mix and what you're trying to achieve. But in this case, I wanted that dub to be spread out, which that's what I do on most all mixes. I'm gonna spread a dub out because uh it's I don't want it to take up the lead. The lead's gonna be in your face no matter what. If you mix right, it's gonna be in your face. So I'm gonna spread that dub out just to get out.
Yes,
the way
I'm back. You can tell them, tell them.
So if I take
Yes,
it off,
I'm back.
if I take it off,
Yes, I'm back. You can.
and put on my lead right here, which is my hook, I call it.
Yes, I'm back. You can tell them, tell them.
See how loud that is? See how front that is? I want that dub to get out the way of it.
Yes, I'm back. You can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back. You can tell them that I'm back.
You know what I'm saying? And if that you can tell them that I'm back. If I say that different in the dub, I want you to hear that. I want you to hear everything that I'm trying to get to you.
Yes, I'm back. You can tell them, tell them.
So I'm gonna just spread it out a little bit. Then I'm gonna add an imager to give it some width.
Yes, I'm back. You can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back. You can tell them that I'm back.
Okay? Because you're not gonna be the same as you was in your lead. A dub means you're gonna have slight timing delays and stuff like that. I mean, it might be milliseconds, but it's gonna be second delays in it, and that's the good part about a dub. All right. So if we jump over, jump over to second part of this hook.
What they let. Get these fake niggas off. Got your back. Lawyer. You can tell them. Tell them. Yes, I'm back. You can tell them that I'm back.
Okay. All right. So if we jump over to low dub real quick, and we're gonna talk about this real quick, and we're gonna keep it pushing.
I'm back. You can tell them. Tell them. Yes,
I did the same thing as the hook dub. I added the imager instead of the doubler, and then I pancaked it to where it gets it out the way, where you can hear it. It's just getting it in different ears to where it ain't messing with the lead and it ain't messing with the dub. Okay.
I'm back. You can tell them. Tell them. Yes, I'm back. You can tell them that I'm back.
That's it, man. Just get out the way of everything else going on.
I'm back. I'm back. You can tell them. Tell them. Yes, I'm back. You can tell them that I'm back.
All right. That's pretty much what I got going on right there. So we jump over to the next part.
We live life like we trap. We got one life, no comeback. We fight for right, that's attack. Point out humans like rats. We live life like we trap. We got one life, no comeback. We fight for right, that's attack. Point out humans like rats.
And that lead is what I want up front. It's the same thing as going on with the first part of the hook. It's the second part of the hook, same thing. Copy the dub over. Copy the ads over, which I didn't have ads on the first one. I just had a low dub. Ads would be the same thing right here.
We got one life, no comeback. We fight for right, that's attack. Like rats.
Boom. And then the last part of it will be the ends. I like to call them ends because...
Tell them. Boom, boom.
All right. So what I did with this, I did the same thing for as our Vox, de-esser, and EQ with the low pass going on. Just gives me cleanness in it. And this is key right here. When you want your ends or ads to stand out from anything, yes, you got a reverb going on right here, the main reverb on your bus, however you do it. If you put it on the track yourself, that's cool. I take a one knob because this one knob got 1 dB of wetter, and this wetter is like a reverb type plug in, and it gives you a delay and a reverb, just slight, but it also gives you some more reverb compared to the reverb going on right here. So if we take this off,
Boom, boom.
how dry that is.
Boom, boom.
Turn that on.
Boom, boom.
See? Gives you some delay and reverb at the same time. It's just one knob. It makes it happen for you.
Boom, boom.
By waves.
Boom, boom.
We turn this reverb on, you get multiple reverb.
Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
And then I also have going on itself. So
boom, boom. 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 Boom, boom.
boom. That's it, baby. That's pretty much it. The same thing going on with the verse here. We could. I don't need to go more into that because the tutorial be just as long by saying the same thing. The verse, I did the same thing. I copy the paste over here. Only thing I'm gonna do different is try to change up the frequency on the de-essing because, like I say, from rapping and doing your hook, it's all different dynamics. So you want to change things up. Double will probably stay the same. Images stay the same on the dub, stays the same, and we just copy over. far as all this right here, we're gonna get in that and part 4. All right, we're gonna get into the reverbs, delays, and all what I just showed you, the highs, the parallel comp, and all that other good stuff far as adding flavor to your mix. So stay tuned to the part 4. We're gonna go ahead and dissect it. Thank you for tuning in to this one. Hopefully this one has helped you. If it did, thumbs up, comments always help this channel get back to 400 views instead of 100 views. My channel did take a hit, but it would help that get back up if you subscribe and thumbs up and comments, and keep getting your requests in. And DoubleKBeats.com is the site.